say good morning to our friends from Decatur Christian School. Pastor Steve back with us, also Noah Hahn and also Sam Hahn, both of those guys students. And also they are kind of the drivers here with the robotics program. Pastor Steve, first of all, welcome and good morning.
Thanks, and good to be back with you guys again. It's hard to believe another month has gone by. It goes so fast.
All right, tell us what the First Tech Challenge team is.
So First Tech Challenge, first standing for inspiration and recognition of science and technology, is a worldwide robotics competition. Each year they create a new game and students build robots to complete the given task. So the first question we always get is it BattleBots? And the answer is really no, it's not BattleBots. We still have a lot of fun, but it's a collaboration-based game. So teams share what they learn and know. So the ultimate goal of it all is really so that students get real-world skills and are propelled towards STEM fields, STEM being science, technology, engineering, and math.
All right, so Noah, you guys build a robot. Let's talk about the process in building a robot.
Well, you just gotta think through what you want. There's a lot of planning that goes into it, and we want to come up with an innovative design, something that maximizes speed and efficiency. So like I've got an intake system on the bot where it pulls in a block and in the front, it delivers it in the back, which saves time on turning around. That said, my job also includes coming up with a lot of crazy ideas, but you know, one of them's gonna work, and that's really the goal.
Sam, what's your job in all this collaboration of designing and building a robot?
So I am the design team head. So basically Noah will come to me and say, I need a part. And I say, great. So I put it in a computer-aided drafting software, and I create it, and then we'll 3D print or cut it out on a CNC mill. My other function is as the engineering notebook project manager. So what I do there is I make sure we have documentation of our progress through the season, from thought to bot, if you will. But it's very important that you have this due to the fact that FTC is a dual-sided competition. You can't just have a good robot. You also have to have evidence of a solid engineering process.
Now you guys were in a competition this weekend, right?
Yes, we were.
Tell us about it.
We're very happy about it. We took first place again. We've taken first place all 3 times.
Notice how he said again. I love that.
All right.
I love that.
He's like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers until yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, so we're excited because that put us in 3rd place in the entire state of Illinois. And so we're seated first heading into the state qualifiers down in Troy, Illinois on February 5th.
That's pretty cool. Now, Pastor Steve, I'm sure you were along as just a very cool, calm, and collected cheerleader, right?
So I was out of town yesterday, but I've seen the video of some of the play. You can actually go on the website for this team, or you can get to the Decatur Christian School and link across to that. And you'll find kind of a bird's eye view of the competition floor. Every year it's a different challenge that the students have to design for. So after they meet their challenge, when is that, you guys? Like in September?
Yeah, it's real early in the school year. It's about a couple months now.
And that is released to the entire planet. So anybody who's going to be in the bots competition throughout their schools or any country that they're in, they all see the video on the same day. And that's where they go to work and start to design to beat the challenge of the year. So this year, the idea is like you're picking up cargo or freight. I like to think of it like being in an Amazon warehouse. And your job is your bot is supposed to go over, grab freight, pick it up, transport it over to a shipping spot and drop it. And if you do that accurately, you get more points. If you do it inaccurately, you can get no points. And,
All right, Steve, Decatur Christian's been doing this a few years now.
It has.
Tell me about the development from where you were the first year to where you are now. I'm sure you've learned something every year.
It's pretty incredible what's happened. And of course, I think we also moved it from simply being an after-school club to a class for computer and tech credit during the day. So a student can have time at Decatur Christian every single day of the school year to work on technology, 3D printing, CNC milling, which is the computer numeric controlled milling, and a lot of theory, a lot of actual practice driving happens in the classroom. But Mr. Braun, who is our lead teacher on this, he really, it's his heartbeat. So we started years ago with first Lego League, and we've been in Lego League for a long time, and then we grew up into the First Tech Challenge, which is the upper grades in high school. A few years ago, we didn't even have a part. We didn't have any parts at all, but we got some sponsorships I think we'll mention later, and it just has really helped get equipment in our hands, and then brains that are going to work and over and over, troubleshoot, it works, it fails. We just kind of spent some money when we dropped a screw into what they call a worm drive one time and stripped a motor. I mean, a little screw can cost you a lot, but that's the same in the real world in a factory.
It's education.
It is, and it's not fun, but it is a learning time.
Yes,
So.
it is.
Now, let me ask you guys, you got sponsors. Talk about some of the people who have supported you, and you know what that means for you guys.
So we really couldn't operate without our sponsors. We love our sponsors. You've got some of the big companies in this town. You got ADM, you've got CAT, you have Lamarck Services Engineering, so that's mechanical engineering, and of course my dad runs that company, so
You
I
runs
love
what
it.
company?
Lamarck Services.
Okay.
We've got Green Valley Manufacturing, SKS Engineers, Wathen Auto Repair, Park Warehouses, and Water Matters Most.
Oh, that's awesome.
Noah, how did you get involved? And what made you interested in doing this?
So I came to DCS, and it's one of the best programs in all of DCS, and I just love the robotics. Mr. Braun also was like, hey, come join robotics. And it's a lot of fun. You go, you get hands-on, you put together stuff, very tactile, and then you also learn a lot. You learn what a motor is, what it does, what it looks like, how to wire it, how to put everything together, and you work together as a team. You build friendships, you get to know people. It's just a great experience.
What about you, Sam? What made you interested?
Yeah, so like Noah said, when we came to DCS, this was one of their bigger programs. I got involved with the CAD class, the computer-aided drafting class, and from there I started 3D printing parts for our robot, and it was a lot of fun because I got practical experience with what I was learning in the classroom.
You know, one of the cool things I guess I got to ask, and I'm kind of curious about, is what's the biggest challenge you guys face in a competition? I mean, I'm sure the stress level's high, but what's the one thing that you know, you guys, if it happened to you, you'd be like, oh man.
So that would be what happened to us on the last match of our meet on Saturday. And so what happened was we had a complete failure of our main mechanism, which just happens. Generally, at least once, your bot is gonna break. So that broke, but we still managed to score using an alternative method. So that was good. Even though we didn't manage to score a lot, we still made it work. We like the versatility of our bot. We've got multiple systems working together, and we also designed with accessibility in mind, so ease of repair. You know your bot's gonna break, you make it so that you can fix it.
Steve, obviously, I'm sure there's parents at home, they listen to this, they'd like their kids to get involved in something like this, and you guys have this every year. Tell us how they can get a hold of Decatur Christian and what they can do to
So we are physically located in Forsyth at 137 South Grant Street. If you call the school, 877-5636, you can set up a time to come in, look at the school. I prefer that you come while students are present so you can get the flavor of the classroom as well. Maybe even be there with the passing class hours so that the end of 1 hour, students in the hallway can get a good look at how kids interact and all of that. And then after you come and meet with us, you can get online, www.decaturchristian.net, and fill out a family registration and apply to have your student come. We sit down, talk together, and see if this is a fit for you.
You know, one of the other things is of course special pricing for first-time families.
So we'd like to welcome aboard our new families with a 10% discount from kindergarten through 12th grade. We also have a pre-K 3 and 4 program That's not in the discount run, but it is the K through 12, 10% off for new families.
I want you guys to know, I went to school in the 60s and 70s, and using a pencil sharpener was about as far as we went as technology goes.
I had
That's about it.
I had a what do they call them things? Rector sets, you know, that you
Oh,
use.
rector sets.
Yeah, that was
Those
what
were
I
great.
had. I had nothing like this.
They had screws and nuts.
You're right.
We didn't do that in school.
I didn't 3D print any parts, I can
No.
tell you that.
No.
This is engineer's playground. You walk into that classroom, you've got a 3D printer going, you've got just the whole bots competition floor laid out so the kids can, but there's parts laying everywhere. We have a girl who is a 9th grader who, if something goes wrong with our sound system, with microphones or something, she solders them as a 9th grader. She knows how to solder parts, and it's just a really fun place.
In fact, these guys 3D printed our names onto keychains, and we appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
That is fun.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing to see something like that come off of a printer.
So, did
know.
you guys say you got some kind of credit for doing different things, like coming on this radio show? Do you get any credit for that?
So we don't get credit, but it's good for us to promote FTC
I see.
and promote the program.
See, now you can go around and tell them you were on radio. They'll be
You want to hear
impressed.
the best part? You
Sure.
can go back to school and tell everybody to gather around the radio at about 11 o'clock and you'll hear it
They'll
again.
replay it again, yeah, at 11 o'clock.
That would be really cool.
All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for coming on and sharing some of your morning with us. And Steve, I got to say, amazing program. Never get tired of talking about it. And it seems to grow every time we have you come in.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. Thanks again for keeping us involved. And,
Sure.
and guys, thanks for what you're doing in robotics.
Yeah, and good luck, because you have competition next year, right?
Yeah, we should say, if we qualify at state to go on, we are looking at Worlds, which is in Houston, Texas.
Ah.
And this could be an amazing year, but they don't like to count their chickens before
Well,
they hatch.
you let us know if they're gonna do that in advance. Don't tell us
Yes,
after it's
yes.
over. I mean, but let us know in advance. so-
It could be really amazing. When these Worlds happen, do you remember that date?
I don't remember that
Okay.
date, but it's later in the season. It's a couple months out right now.
Well,
Wow.
good luck, guys, at state. And
Yeah.
can't wait to see if you make it on to Worlds. That would be really cool.
It would be.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Sam, Noah, Pastor Steve, all guests this morning from Decatur Christian School. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll have some more of our morning with you next on News Radio 101.
You guys decide what you wanna do when you get out of school.